Hello, everybody. Let's get into this study guide. I'm going to make these as quick as I can. Let's see here. So the first thing we want to start off with is making sure we have the formulas we need. We got law of cosines up here. If we're looking to find a side, like c squared, we're going to use this section right here, this version of it. And if we need to find an angle, in this case, the angle C, we will use this version right here. And then also we have law of sines, which is just a bunch of ratios, and we will reference this for this study guide here. So with that, let's get started onto the first page. So find all missing sides and the area of each triangle. Suppose if we're going to find area, we need to have that formula written down as well. So the area of a triangle, area, is equal to 1/2 AB sine C. AB sine C, kind of bad writing there. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one. So we have side angle side. Side angle side tells us that we're going to want to use law of cosines first. Law of cosines first. Side angle side. And the easiest thing to find when we use, well, the only side we have to find first when we use law of cosines is the one opposite of our known angle. So we are going to be finding lowercase p, that is a side, so we know that p squared is equal to, it's going to be these two sides, the sum of the two sides squared, which is 22 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 22 times 10 cosine of 103 degrees. Now there are no variables on this side of the equation, so that means that we could just punch it directly into our calculator here. And we will get 22 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 22. 10 cosine of 103 degrees. So that's degrees. Make sure we are in degree mode. It says it right there, degrees. So we are good. Hit enter, and we get p squared is equal to 682.98. And so that means that p is going to equal about the square root of that. So we will type in the square root of what we just did and get 26.13. So about 26.13. 6.13. Okay, next thing we need, change colors here, is we need the Q, angle Q or angle R, whichever one. So let's just start with Q. We'll go down the list here. So now I technically have side, 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 or I have side, angle, side. Either one, or I also have what? Oh, side, side, angle. So I have a number of different ones I can use. I'm going to do the side, side, angle one and use law of sines. So, yep. So let's start with angle Q. So that means that I have my completed ratio right here. Sine of 103 degrees divided by the opposite side, 26.13, is equal to angle Q. So sine of angle Q divided by its opposite, which is just 10. We can then cross multiply. We would get 10 sine 103 degrees is equal to 26.13 times sine Q. I'm going to go ahead and do two steps at once here. I'm going to divide by 26.13 just to save some room on the paper here. And so we end up getting 10 sine 103 degrees, yep, still in degree mode, divided by 26.13. And we want to find Q, so we got to take the inverse sine of both sides. Or sine inverse, inverse sine, arc sine, all those mean the same thing. So let's do second inverse sine of that thing right there. And we get roughly 21.90 degrees. So Q is about 21.90 degrees. 21.90. Then to find angle R right here, we could use law of sines or law of cosines again, or instead, we know two of these angles. So, oh, one more step. Don't forget this. We use inverse sine, so there is another option, and that is 180 minus this. So it's or Q is equal to 158.11. Now, it can't be 158.1 because we already have an obtuse angle. We can't have two obtuse angles in a triangle. The angles would be too big, so it can't be this. It must be 21.9. And then we have angle R. So angle R is equal to 180 minus 103 minus angle Q, which is 21.9. So, 21.89. I misrounded. 21.89. So we do 180 minus 21.89 minus the other angle is 103, and we get 55.11. 55.11. And our last step is the area. For area, we need side angle side. So I can pick, I know every part of the triangle, so I can pick anything I want. Just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes, I'm going to use the three that are given to us, side angle side. So the area of this triangle is equal to 1/2 22 times 10 times sine of 103 degrees. So we can type that in. 1/2 times 22 times 10 times 10 sine 103. 107 point 107.18. Not sure why that was so tough for me. 107.18. We can also kind of verify this. It's got to be around, so that's 22 times 10, so half of that. So that's 22 times 10 is 220, half that's 110, and it's right around that because that's close-ish to 90, but not quite, so it should be a little less. That's good. That's a reasonable number. And we are done with that triangle. Okay, the next triangle. This is side, side, side. So for side, 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 for side, 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 we are going to use law of cosines. And we need to find an angle, so we're going to use our rearranged formula, if you want to use this one and then get C by itself, that's totally fine. This is one where we got C by itself and we didn't have to, without putting in numbers, so we can just use this version. Also, I'm going to use this version to save room. So we know that, so we can pick any of these angles. I'm going to pick angle, let's just start from the top. I'll pick angle D first. So we know that D is equal to the inverse cosine of the opposite side of D squared. So 27 squared minus, and then these can be interchanged. So 18 squared minus 24 squared over negative 2 times 24 times 18. And we can punch that directly into our calculator here. And so we get inverse cosine. 27 squared minus 18 squared minus 24 squared, negative 2 times 24 times 18. And we get 78.58. So angle D is about 78.58 degrees. Now we can do the same thing again for these other ones. Let's do angle E next. It's next on our list, so might as well. So angle E is equal to the inverse cosine. And this time we're going to use 18 squared minus 24 squared minus 27 squared all over negative 2 times 24 times 27. And so we could punch that one into our calculator now. So now we have this first one here. See if I can do this without retyping everything. I'll just change that to an 18. We have a 24 squared, so change this one to 27. And so my 18 down here becomes a 27. And we get 40.80. So we get, wrong color. So for angle E, we get about 40.80. And then finally we got angle F. So that is going to be inverse cosine, and the side opposite is 24 squared minus 27 squared minus 18 squared over negative 2 and a 27 here and an 18 here. So we go back up again, change our numbers in the formula. So this first number being squared is 24, the next number being squared is 27, and then we have an 18. And then down here our 24 becomes 18, and we get 60.61. So 60.61 degrees. Oh, that's right, I gotta put my degree symbols because otherwise it's radians and it's wrong. Now we can check to see how accurate this is. Maybe we were, see how close it should be. They're both 3 angles of a triangle, so if I add them just to check my work, plus 40.8 plus 60.61, I should get right around 180, and there is a small rounding error, which is why it's not exactly 180, but that is plenty close enough. I imagine if we use the more precise values, it'll be 180. Yep, there it is. So we're good. Now we just need the area. For the area, we could pick any 2 sides and the angle in between. So I'm going to pick, again, doesn't really matter. So let's just pick 24, 27, and then we'll do angle E. 24 times 1/2 of 24 times 27 times sine of angle E, which is 40.8. And type this into the calculator. 1/2 times 24 times 27 sine of 40.8 is 211.71. So 211.71 miles, square miles. I guess we need, oh, and this needs to be inches squared up here, I guess. Oh, them scientists and their units. Boo. Okay. One more question on this particular page. So here we are given angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. We want to use law of sines to get us started. We have a completed ratio right there. So we know that the sine of 104 degrees divided by 31 centimeters is equal to, and I'm going to draw my little division line here so I can do everything I need, is going to be equal to sine of 46 degrees divided by lowercase s, and it's also going to be equal to, so 180, so wait, 104 plus 46, that's 10, that's 150. So this should be 30 degrees right here. Is going to be equal to sine of 30 degrees. Since we had 2 angles, we can find the third. So t is what, 30 degrees? There we go. Divided by lowercase t. I'm going to make this one right here blue. Okay, so let's cross multiply here. We will have 31 times sine of 46. So 31 is cross multiplying, and then we're going to end up dividing by sine 104. Is going to be equal to lowercase s. 31 sine 46 divided by sine 104 is equal to 22.98. So s is about 22.98. And then we got t here. So T will be equal to 31 times sine of 30. 31 times sine of 30 divided by, what color? Sine 30 was supposed to be pink. Messed that up. Sine 30 is pink. Divided by sine 104. So we should get 31 times sine 30. So 15.97. T is equal to 15.97. 15.97. And then finally we need area. Just pick a side angle side. So I'm gonna go with 31, 46, and then whatever lowercase t was. So 159.97. So area is equal to 1/2 of 31 times lowercase t, which is 15.97. Put too many sevens in there. Times sine of 46. Suppose if I want to make this much easier, I would have used sine 30 instead, since that's a special angle, but no big deal. I have a calculator. 1/2 times 31. Oh, make sure I'm on the page here. Times 31 times 15.97. Sine 46 is 178. 178.061. 178.06 or 0.06. Unit squared. What is it? Centimeters. Centimeters squared. That's a centimeter then, and that's a centimeter. Okay. On these, I am using the rounded number. There's going to be a bigger rounding error, so if you're off by 1 or 2 tenths of a decimal place, that is totally fine. And also be wary that on the tests, if I wanted to be extra accurate, I would have gone back up and pasted them in, but I was trying to be a little quick here. So that's it. I'll see you guys for page 2.